Hello, Creative Gems. Welcome to Creativity. In today's tutorial, we'll be featuring four one-of-a-kind, unique-looking lanterns that you will not find anywhere else. This is episode 2 of my DIY Glam Lantern series. And if you missed the first episode, I'll leave a link to episode 1 down in the description box. With that said, let's begin. We'll be using lots of dollar store materials, and then we're going to add some beautiful embellishments to give each lantern a beautiful glam look. Some of the embellishments may be found in my Amazon store, so I'll leave a link to that as well in the description box. For our first lantern, we're going to make use of two of these cookie tin containers left over from the holidays. This cookie tin container actually comes with two covers. Since we're going to be making a tall round lantern, we'll take this round cover and use it to make the base of our lantern. And we'll need a second one of these round covers for the top of our lantern. We'll also need three of these long 12-inch wooden dowels I found in the crafting section of the Dollar Tree. To begin, we'll need some glue to adhere the wooden dowels vertically onto the cookie tin cover. We'll be using two types of glue. First, we'll be applying some Fix-All to one end of each wooden dowel. If you don't have any Fix-All, you can also use E6000 or any other strong adhesive. Fix-All is available at your local Dollar Tree and works just as well as E6000 because it provides a long-lasting hold. In addition to Fix-All, I'm also going to add a tiny dollop of hot glue to the side of the wooden dowel before adhering the dowel to the tin cover. The hot glue will dry quickly so the wooden dowels will stay in position, allowing us to continue with the rest of the project. Here you can see the basic structure of our lantern. We have a round cover on the bottom as well as on the top of the dowels, and everything has been secured with some Fix-All and hot glue. Now we're going to go ahead and paint the wooden dowels. I have chosen metallic gold acrylic paint as it matches the tin covers, but you can choose whatever color you prefer. And while we work on that, I would like to take a moment to thank you for tuning in to today's craft project. If you enjoy glam home decor and DIY crafts on a budget, it would help me greatly if you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of my glam home decor DIYs. And if you like what you see today, please give me a thumbs up as well. Your support will really help me continue providing you with more amazing and creative craft tutorials. And the best part is, subscribing and giving me a thumbs up is absolutely free, but will make a world of difference to me. Next, I've placed a round 5-inch mirror down onto the base of our lantern, and to ensure the mirror stays in place, I use some tacky glue to the base before placing the mirror onto it. And since there's a small gap all around the edge of the round mirror, we're going to fill the gap by placing some small, clear, round, loose, flat back gems inside the gap. And I know some of you are going to ask about the tool I'm using to place the gems onto the base. This is a gem picker tool, and it has saved me a ton of time so I don't have to use my fingers to try to place these tiny gems. If you work with a lot of gems, this gem picker tool will be very helpful. I'll leave a link down below to my Amazon store where you can pick up one of these nifty tools. Now I'm going to turn the lantern upside down, but don't do this until all the gems have been secured to the base and the glue has dried. For our lantern, we want to give it a bit of extra height, so we're going to give our lantern some feet by adhering three of these silver napkin holders to the bottom of the base. Once they're secured to the base, you can turn the lantern right side up again and continue to embellish the rest of the lantern. To bling out your lantern, you can use whatever embellishments you have on hand. For my lantern, I have chosen this beautiful crystal gem ribbon. This is self-adhesive, so no additional glue is required. Now, for the wooden dowels, I feel like they could use some additional embellishments as well. So what I'm going to do is create some vines that will be adhered onto the dowels. To create the vine pieces, I'm going to apply some hot glue into this silicone template. Once the hot glue has cooled down, you can remove the pieces and then paint them with whatever color you like. By the way, this is a Baroque style silicone mold that came in a set of 3 molds, and I often use this mold to create decorative pieces for my home decor crafts using hot glue. It's a neat way to embellish a picture frame or a mirror, or in our case today, we'll be embellishing a lantern. Because my lantern will be a bit on the glam side, I'm going to turn these vines into silver vines by using silver metallic marker to paint the pieces. Now that I have a small pile of the vines, we're going to adhere them onto the wooden dowels with some hot glue. You'll notice that I'm adhering the pieces onto the dowels that mimic the twisting pattern that vines usually have. And the great thing about these vines is that they're small and thin, and because they're made from hot glue, they're quite flexible so they can be bent and twisted into shape before gluing down. I also found these small wooden flowers that I think will look perfect on some of my vines. I'm going to select a few sizes and then paint them with the same silver metallic marker that I used earlier for the vines. To amp up the bling factor for our lantern, I'm also going to add a small round gem into the center of each flower. As a final touch, I decided to add another 5-inch round mirror to the top of the lantern. I'll create a frame around the mirror by adhering a string of silver beaded necklace as well. To give the lantern an extra boost of bling and height, I'll add a topper using this gold candle holder, and to stay consistent with the gold silver color theme, I'll slip on a silver napkin ring as well, the same one we used earlier for the lantern feet. And we'll finish off by placing this large diamond-shaped acrylic gem into the hole of the candle holder. And here's what our first lantern looks like. I absolutely love this lantern for its uniqueness and the fact that I was able to combine both silver and gold embellishments to it. The lantern is over a foot tall, which I also love because I can place just about any height candle inside. This lantern can be placed on a console by your front door, on a side table in your living room, or even outside by your patio steps. Comment down below and let me know what you think. And if you like this lantern, drop me a message with the word lantern so I know you visited today. Now on to our second lantern. We'll be making use of this large round silver metallic placemat. This placemat also comes in gold at the Dollar Tree, so you can choose whatever color you prefer. I also found some similar placemats on Amazon, which you'll find in my store link down below in the description box. The body of our lantern will be this tall round glass vase, and for a light source we'll use one of these LED hanging lamps I found at the Dollar Tree. These cute hanging lamps also come in gold as well as black, and they have a convenient power switch on the top that is easily accessible. To begin, we'll position the placemat upside down onto our table surface. Then we'll place the glass vase on its side. We'll use a marker, and while rolling the glass vase, we'll mark the edges of the glass vase onto the placemat. We'll repeat the same steps for the top and bottom edges of the glass vase. Then we'll cut the placemat where we made the markings on the placemat. And then next we'll want to adhere the placemat all around the glass vase. For that, we're going to use a bit of hot glue and ensure the edges are secured onto the glass vase with glue. If you have any excess placemats sticking out the top or bottom of the vase, simply trim them off with some scissors. And after trimming the excess, you'll also want to double check that the placemat is secured on both ends. If not, make sure you add some glue to secure the ends of the placemat to the vase. To give some height to the lantern, we're going to adhere a glass candle holder to the bottom of the glass vase. You'll see here I'm using hot glue, but if you want a more secure and longer lasting hold, I would suggest adding some E6000 or Fix-All as well. And oops, I did forget to remove the label from the bottom of the glass vase, so hopefully if you're going to recreate this lantern, you'll remember to remove the label first. And to clean up the edges of the glass vase, I'm going to add a string of silver beaded necklace to both the top and bottom of the vase. And the last step for this lantern is to place the LED. And here's what our second lantern looks like. That was so easy and so quick to make and only cost a few dollars to make. The lantern gives a beautiful glow and would actually look amazing if I had made two, so I could place one on the bedside table on either side of the bed. Comment down below and let me know where you think I should place this lantern. Now, on to our third lantern. This one is going to be another tall, round lantern, but other than that, the design will be very different from the first one we made today. For the base and top of our lantern, we'll need two of these round framed mirrors. We'll also need one of these plastic chopping mats. We'll position the chopping mat vertically around one of the round mirrors. To adhere the chopping mat to the frame mirror, we'll apply a bit of hot glue. One of these chopping mats, if positioned vertically, will cover about half of the frame, so make sure you only apply the hot glue where the placemat will be adhered to. Then we'll repeat the same steps for the second mirror by positioning it on the top. To hide all the glue marks that you can see through the placemat, we're going to adhere a few rows of these mini mirror tiles. These mini mirror tiles are self-adhesive and very sticky, so no additional glue will be required. I love working with these mini mirror tiles because you can cut as many rows as you need, and they're pretty much peel and stick. With the mini mirror tiles covering the glue marks on both ends of the lantern, this is what our lantern looks like so far. But we're not done yet because I want to glam up this lantern with a bit of bling. We'll add some of this rhinestone ribbon that I found on Amazon, and this ribbon is also self-adhesive. They come in rolls so you can measure and cut the amount you need. And in case you missed this earlier, all these beautiful embellishments I'm using, I have on my Amazon store, which you can access using the link in the description box. To continue embellishing my lantern, I'll add a string of silver beaded necklace to cover the black frame of both mirrors. I also feel like the plastic chopping mat needs a bit of embellishment as well, so we'll use the same mini mirror tiles and silver beaded necklace to cover the edges of the chopping mat. This will also give the design of our lantern a consistent look and feel. Now we're going to trace the shape of the round mirror on a sheet of foam board and then cut it out. You can place the lantern base on top of the piece of foam board to trace out the shape, or in my case, I have an extra mirror that I'll use to trace the shape out. Here I'm just using a scrap piece of foam board left over from a previous craft project. Once the foam board is cut, turn the lantern upside down and insert the foam piece into the bottom of the frame. You may need to trim the foam board a bit so it fits snugly inside. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're going to add some legs to the bottom of our lantern to give it some height. I have chosen 3 of these beautiful crystal doorknobs, which I think will add a nice touch of glam to the overall look of our lantern. You can find these in my Amazon store, or you can also use the silver napkin rings from Dollar Tree. Or you can even make your own legs with whatever materials you already have on hand. You'll notice that I have positioned each crystal doorknob so that a triangular shape is formed. This will help keep the lantern steady on its feet when we're ready to turn it right side up. And this is what the lantern looks like with the crystal doorknob legs. Although they look great, you'll notice that the placemat we used for the body of the lantern is looking a bit warped and it's not straight. This is bothering me to no end, so we're going to have to do something about that. I finally came up with a solution by taking a couple of the 12-inch wooden dowels we used earlier for our first lantern, and I cut them to size for this lantern. To cut them to size, my regular scissors are simply not strong enough, so I'm going to make use of my new miter shears. These shears are much stronger than regular scissors, and they can also be adjusted to cut your wood pieces on an angle if necessary. Once you have the dowels cut to size, you may want to paint them to match the color scheme of your lantern. Since my lantern is silver, we'll take a silver metallic marker and paint the dowels. Once they're both painted, they're ready to be inserted into the sides of the chopping mat. To hold them into place, we'll need to use a bit of hot glue. And since we already embellished the edges of the placemat earlier, no one will be able to see any of the glue marks. And here's what the lantern looks like. You'll notice how incredibly straight the sides of the placemat is now, so I'm much happier with how this lantern turned out. And I also love how versatile this lantern is. You can place a few candles of different heights inside and leave the opening facing towards you, but you can also turn the lantern 180 degrees to have the candle light glow and flicker through the placemat. If you made it this far in today's tutorial, drop me a note in the comment section with the word lantern and let me know how you would position this lantern. Now on to our last lantern in today's episode. This one is going to be a very quick and easy one, but it will look exquisite because it will be made of glass, including this short round glass vase, this glass candle holder, and a bag of these clear glass gems. The first step is to place the glass gems all around the glass vase. Before we do that though, we may want to figure out how many to place on the glass vase and how far apart they should be from each other. I have already marked the outside of my glass vase using a white marker, so we'll go ahead and secure the glass gems according to my markings. You'll see that I'm placing 4 around the top of the vase, evenly spaced apart. And then we're going to add 4 more, one in between each of the 4 that we initially placed. The key is to ensure they are all equal distance from each other. Now I'm going to place some glass gems towards the bottom of the glass vase. The bottom is a bit narrower than the top of the vase, so we'll need fewer gems. Once again, measure things out ahead of time to ensure that each gem is placed evenly apart. Once the bottom is done, we're going to place one more row of gems across the middle. And this time I remembered to remove the sticker label from the bottom of the glass vase, but it did leave a bit of a sticky goo on the vase, so I'm using some Goo Gone to remove the rest of the sticker residual. And now we're placing the glass candle holder to the bottom of the glass vase just to give our lantern a bit of additional height. And here's the final look for our last lantern of the day. I've placed another one of those cute little LED hanging lamps from the Dollar Tree on top of the opening of the glass vase, and that's it. This time I chose the gold version, and I think it makes the glass lantern really pop. Let me know what you think of the lanterns we made today. In fact, I would be curious to know which lantern from today's craft tutorial you liked best. Comment down below with the word lantern and let me know which lantern from today is your favorite. And if you enjoyed today's craft tutorial, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. In the meantime, stick around and check out my other beautiful DIY home decor pieces.